Checking in here, Pete Prisco, Rick Spielman here with the winners and losers. Let's do this a little trick or treat style here. Pete, I'll start with you. When we're talking about those winners and losers, AKA winners, who was your treat for week 7?
Okay, all you Twitter maniacs out there, leave me alone, okay? I know you've resurrected a tweet that I had when Tyreek Hill signed with the Miami Dolphins saying Tyreek Hill won't make Tua good. Well, I was wrong. He has made him pretty good. And Tua Tagovailoa was outstanding on Sunday. He threw for over 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, and completed 80% of his passes. You know who never did that in a Miami Dolphins uniform? Dan Marino. Dan Marino is a legend. He, to me, is the greatest passer who ever lived. So that gives you an idea of where Tua is right now. It's great to have those track guys on the outside, but Tua's getting the ball out. He's anticipating. He's playing outstanding football. So leave me the hell alone, Twitter maniacs. Right now, I will say it. I was wrong. See, there's certain guys that can't say that. I can say it. I was wrong. My other winner was Christian McCaffrey. Outstanding. Threw for 1, ran for 1, and also caught a touchdown pass. He was fantastic. One thing, though. Please get him out of the game at the end when the game is decided. He's too valuable. Don't risk injury. And then the Saints defense, they just smothered the Raiders in the shutout. This is the defensive unit I expected to see when I was there in training camp. They had 4 sacks. They just destroyed Derek Carr. They held Devontae Adams to 1 catch. It was a dominant defensive performance.
Well, what a treat that Pete is actually apologizing on air.
Never happens, right?
Never happens before. So that's great. My 3 winners of this week, let's start with the Atlanta Falcons and them to be atop of the NFC South, whether it's a trick or treat, that division,
right?
It is. But Marcus Mariotti's doing enough to win games. Their defense could be ghostly awful at times. And all of a sudden, there was a spell put on the Carolina kicker, but they're finding a way to win games. And for them to be 4-4 and on top, they are my winner just for this week. Dak Prescott came back his second week, looked much more in command of this offense. You know you're having a great day when you run a quarterback sneak for 25 yards. He went 20 of 27, completed throws to all of his targets, and he looks like he's got the Dallas Cowboys going in the right direction. And finally, A.J. Brown. He is a man among boys, and when you were trying to talk about which was his best TD catch, they were all great. And this guy he went into beast mode here, the way he went up and got the ball over the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he looked incredible. And 3 catches for 156 yards, or 6 catches, 156 yards, and 3 touchdowns in the first half. Are you kidding me? He is a beast.
What can Brown do for you as the first Eagles player with 3 receiving touchdowns in the first half since Kevin Curtis did it back in 2007? All right, Pete, back to you about your losers, or AKA your tricks in week 7.
I mean, DJ Moore, seriously? You know the rule. You've been in this league for a while. Celebrate your touchdown on the sidelines. You score a touchdown. It's a miraculous touchdown. You know business even being in that situation to basically win the game. All you needed was an extra point, and you take your helmet off. That can't happen. I mean, Eddie Pinero needs to make the extra point, and he also needs to make a field goal later, but give me a break. You know the rule, you can't take your helmet off. So he's a loser today. The Rams are a loser. They are floundering. This is a Super Bowl hangover to the nth degree. They just do not look good. The 49ers have owned them. We know that Kyle Shanahan has dominated Sean McVay, but this team has no look at all of a potential Super Bowl team right now. And then the Giants special teams. Richie James, he turns the ball over twice on fumbled punts. That can't happen. Sets up Seattle at point-blank range. This is the way teams that aren't that good but have a good record lose games. And if that's the way the Giants are going to play, they're not going to win many more games the rest of the way.
Yeah, I'll go with my losers for the week, and I'm going to start off with Trevor Lawrence, who was supposed to be a generational quarterback when he came out in the draft. And when you watched him, he cost Jacksonville the game. End of the first quarter, 1st and goal at the 1. He throws a poor interception. Then before the half, he takes a intentional grounding, gets him out of field goal range. And to put a nail in the coffin, it was the final throw. You got a chance to be a hero at the end of the game. And he throws an interception to a guy with one arm. So my other losers, the Jets offense and Zach Wilson. And without Breece Hall, are they going to be able to continue to win games? Because they're winning games because of the run game. Zach Wilson completed a ghostly less than 50% of his throws yesterday, threw some scary picks that were just horrendous. And then finally, Davante Adams. All of the draft capital that you gave up, all of the money that you gave up to get this guy, and he has 1 catch for 3 yards and 1 rush for -1 yard for 2 yards total on offense. That is just horrendous.
I want to piggyback off that there, Pete, when we talk about their Davante Adams and then Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Who has a better chance of getting back on the track? Are we looking at Aaron Rodgers and the Packers or Davante Adams and this offense there with the Raiders in your eyes?
Well, I think from a team standpoint, I think it's definitely the Packers. I think we saw some good things from them on Sunday night. You know, you saw Romeo Doubs get going down the field in the passing game, which is a good sign. They ran the ball. And so I do think they played much better against the Buffalo Bills. So I would definitely lean to the Packers in that scenario. The Raiders are a mess right now. It's surprising that they haven't been very good. Particularly on the offensive side of the ball. I know the offensive line has some issues, but I'll lean to the Packers. And you know what? Rick's making a lot of Halloween references there. It's amazing. He got creative today, and everything is ghostly and ugly and scary and everything. How about this one? Sweet like candy. That's what I am right here.
Pete, could I just disagree with you? Because I have to. Not even though I don't know if I really do or not, but I just want to disagree with you. I'm going to go with the Raiders because they have more weapons on the offensive side of the ball. If they can get Derek Carr going, if they can play better defense. Aaron Rodgers has no weapons right now. So who's he throwing to? I mean, it was great to see Doubs kind of come alive at the end of the game and made that great catch in the end zone. But other than that, he has no offensive weapons. And unless the Green Bay Packers make some kind of move before Tuesday to get some offensive weapons for Aaron Rodgers, they are going to be ghostly disappearing from the playoffs.
You know, all these references about Halloween, no costumes between both of you guys here. What happened? They didn't come in the mail? What happened, Pete? Rick, what happened?
I'm homeless, so this is all I own.
Yeah. I was going to dress up as Rick, but I forgot to make my I drafted Rick Christian Ponder sign, so that didn't work out well for me.
I see you took off your, where's the Sun Devil helmet that you usually have in the background? I see that kind of disappeared.
I all threw them in the intercoastal over there. They're done. They stink. They're finished. I'm done with them. They're never going to win a title in my lifetime. I'm finished with them.
Pete and Rick always giving it to us on a Monday morning. Appreciate it as always. Don't forget, you can catch the fellas of the Pick Six podcast. Will Brinson, Ryan Wilson, and John Breach breaking down interesting things that they saw in Week 8. Of course, the Eagles still undefeated. Raiders lay that egg against the Saints. And, a comeback by the 49ers to defeat the Rams. Download and give them a follow.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.